I mean, he literally might be 1 in a billion, actually.
Yeah, 100%.
1 in a million.
Hey Jim bro, you know what? I'm freaking proud of you, man. Yes, you watching this video right now for finally standing up to these fake natties, for finally standing up to these big influencers who think they can do and they can say whatever they want at the detriment of destroying our fitness industry further.
I don't give a shit if you think I'm credible. I just care that there's more views than last time, and so...
And today we're going to be commenting on Jeff Nippard's video addressing the controversy. So let's begin.
People try to figure out if someone is natural or not by looking at them. If they're below the line, they're natty. If they're above the line...
I like how Jeff put himself at the borderline with the natty people, because a lot of people actually are saying that he's not natural.
They're not. But the problem is, people draw that line in very different places. Some people draw the line here, at Will Tennyson.
Yeah, I tend to agree. This is probably the right line.
Others draw the line right up too, but not including Simian Panda. Believe it or not, a lot of people still think that The Rock is natty. And recently, millions of people fell for the Liver King scam.
Yes, the Liver King scam was successful because he pushed his agenda so much. He invested millions of dollars probably in his marketing, and constantly repeating this lie. People end up believing him.
And it's also understandable why there's so much disagreement about how big you can get without steroids. Even within our own community, people are not on the same page about this. And it's leading to some absolute dumpster fire debates.
The fake natural epidemic is getting worse.
It is getting worse. It's worse than it's ever been.
No one actually realized that it could be used as a performance-enhancing drug. It actually wasn't until the 1952 World Olympics in Finland that people finally realized that testosterone could make you bigger and stronger. That's because, out of nowhere, Soviet weightlifters suddenly and suspiciously took home 3 gold medals. And with that, the very first natty or not scandal had begun. A couple years later, in 1954, the bodybuilding world's misadventures with steroids officially began when Dr. John Ziegler went to the York Barbell Club in Pennsylvania and injected John Grimmick with his first shot of steroids. And the rest is history.
So if John Grimmick is the first attested person who took steroids or testosterone, you can clearly see this guy. He's been training for a while. I don't know how old he was in this picture. But one thing you cannot see is he doesn't have the same amount of muscle maturity, the same amount of muscle density, even though he's not natural, as Julian Fitzgerald. That guy looks like he's an alien. His muscles like blown out of proportion, dense, thick, mature. You cannot achieve that unless you are obviously taking stuff. So let's just learn a big lesson just from this picture alone.
So, based on all this, I think it's safe to say that in all likelihood, American bodybuilders weren't juicing before the 1950s, which means that this physique from 1947 was built 100% naturally. In this photo, Steve Reeves is 21 years old at 6 foot 1 inches tall, 215 pounds, and what looks to be around 10, maybe 12% body fat. Now, he actually wasn't.
So the stats are similar to Julian Fitzgerald, right? But you can clearly see from this picture, whatever I was saying, how the muscle looks, how that dense, mature muscle, which you can only get after a certain amount of time you spend in the gym, and after a certain age, it's not there. So how did he get it?
Body fat. I'm 164.5 centimeters tall, and I weigh 155.8 pounds.
So we can see Jeff Nippard over here doing these poses. So he is quite lean, 10.3%. He says between 15 and 20 years since he's been training, you can clearly see that he doesn't have this crazy density, maturity like the other guys. Yes, he looks like he's getting there, but there's nowhere near. That guys have deep separation, which you can only get with drugs at the time and in that age.
Hussein Farhat, the fitness influencer from my last...
So the problem with Hussein Farhat, his claims that he gained, first he was like 60 pounds, then 35, 45, whatever. He made most of his gains. This is the problem with Farhat Hussein. He's made most of his gains in the first year and a half. Since that time, he hasn't made that many gains. Definitely a fake natty. Even though his physique can be achieved naturally, the way he did it, yeah, it's very suspicious and smells like fake natty to me.
Video is 185 pounds at 5 foot 11 inches tall and around 12% body fat. He has an FFMI of, what do you think, 25, 26, 27? Now, Hussein's FFMI was 22.8. Now, I know the...
Yeah, 22.8. The guy is quite tall, and he only weighs 185. But as I mentioned before, the time frame, the lies, the way he looked before, just clear giveaway that he's a fake natty.
The issue with Hussein isn't his size per se. It's the speed of his transformation that's suspicious. In this Instagram post, Hussein said he went from 134 to 184 pounds in his first 3 years of lifting at around the same body fat. I know he looks a lot leaner on the right, but there's some serious angle, lighting, and photo filter tricks going on there, so it's honestly not a good comparison. Regardless, let's just say he gained 50 pounds of lean mass in 3 years. Is that possible?
That's a lot. I gained in 15 years 35 pounds. And how he gained 3 years, in 3 years, 50 pounds. But in other posts, I mentioned that, he was mentioning he gained like 60 plus pounds.
Well, let's look at it from a scientific angle. This is a table for realistic rates of muscle gain in men from my textbook, The Muscle Ladder, which I wrote before I knew who Hussein was. I said that most men will gain 10 to 25 pounds of lean mass in their first year of lifting, 5 to 10 pounds in their second year, and 2.5 to 7.5 pounds in their third year. And I based those figures off this 2020 systematic review on whole body muscle growth in healthy adult males. So, according to my table, we're looking at a range of 17.5 to 42.5 pounds of lean mass gained in your first 3 years.
42.5 maximum. Yes, sounds more achievable. 50 pounds plus in the year and a half, not even in 3 years. He's training for 3 years. But we all know that in first like year and a half, he peaked basically.
Hussein gained 50. So yes, he's above the typical range. There are two possible explanations for that. One explanation is that he took steroids for the first year or two and then came off them before the blood test in my last video. That's possible. The other explanation is that Hussein was quite underweight and seriously under-eating when he first started, causing his transformation numbers to be inflated.
To be honest with you, he doesn't look like he's like under-eating, and these stories which even Greg Doucette was saying, that poor guy, he was just sitting all day playing video games, and he looks like a healthy teenager to me. He has a bit of muscle. So what are you talking about? He's not like malnourished or anything like that.
If he had healthy, adequate nutrition, he should have been starting at 160 pounds, not 134 pounds. That means the first 20...
I'm pretty sure when he started, he didn't reach his maximum height yet. So being 60-something kilograms is quite normal for a guy at his age. So I don't know what they're saying, or I don't know what he's talking about.
Maybe Hussein is one of them. I can't say with 100% certainty that...
Okay, this picture right here puts the nail in the coffin, because we can clearly see how their physique look like, the Julian Fitzgerald and the other guy. So they both trained for like 3 years, 4 years, whatever. They are way younger. And look at the physique's difference. Like Jeff Nippard is leaner, and he still doesn't have the same crazy lines, crazy physique, muscle maturity, and all that density like these other two guys have it. And to me, to be honest, Julian Fitzgerald, his face doesn't look like a 19-year-old. Sorry, just my opinion.
Hussein Farhat has never taken steroids. I can't say that, but I can say with 100% certainty that Hussein Farhat's physique is achievable without steroids. His blood work is normal.
It's achievable, yeah, the weight and everything, but the look he got is not achievable.
FMI is normal, and his transformation, while suspicious, is possible. Julian Fitzgerald is 19 years old, and he's been training for 4 years. He's 203 pounds at 5'11" and around 10 to 12% body fat. I crunched the numbers, and assuming we go with 12%, that puts his FFMI at, here we go, 25.0. Right at the cutoff from the Corey study. If we instead go with 10% body fat, his FFMI is 25.5.
Just look at the shoulders, look at the turtle shell, look at that crazy density and muscle maturity. How you can tell me that this guy is natural? Clearly so, Julian Fitzgerald, his training is horrendous. And yes, some people say that he has crazy genetics and he has this myostatin deficiency. But how come just for the upper body, how come the legs and the calves are like so shitty if he has like myostatin deficiency? It's myostatin deficiency selective, only some muscles. From what I know, myostatin deficiency, like the Belgian blue cow, he's muscular all over, not only on some parts of his body. But anyway, guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share and subscribe. And I shall see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.